Hi, I'm Liz Oseland, a 1080 career coach, and I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes or so taking you through setting career goals. So, what are career goals? There are lots of different ways you can look at this, but you might be looking to set yourself some career goals, for example, around things to do with productivity. So, the results that you are seeing based on the efforts of what you are putting in. It could be that you want to set career goals around efficiency, as in how you are getting things done. It could be personal development. You want to improve some of your skills, for example, communications or your soft skills. And also education. So that's specifically looking at education and qualifications and certificates to help you with your career goals. In addition, you might be thinking about switching careers. So that is going to have a more specific plan in terms of how you're going to get there. It could be you want to become self-employed. It could be around getting a promotion. So depending on what you are looking at in terms of developing your career goals will then determine what plan you set in place. So, for example, if it's productivity, you might be looking at ways of how can you improve sales, and therefore what goals do you need to set around that. If it's efficiency, it might be you want to lead a team or manage a team, therefore what goals do you need to set. Could be personal development. You might decide you want to become a mentor. Or for education, as mentioned, actually gaining a qualification or a skill. So before you embark on your career goals, it's a good idea just to take some time to think about what does that mean for you. Setting career goals don't happen by accident. Getting the dream career, getting the dream job absolutely don't happen by accident. If you think about Olympiads, they have a very clear focus, they have a clear drive, determination, and also a lot of hard work to get to where they want to be and achieve those goals. So when you're setting your career goals, it does take big vision, looking forward into the future of what you want to be doing. So think big, and like an athlete, you need to visualize that success, jumping over that last hurdle and holding up the gold cup. In addition to having the big plan, the big vision, it is important though to set some short-term goals, and that is going to keep you motivated, because if we have these really big goals that are stretching us, that's great to aspire to that. However, if we don't have a series of short goals to manage us to get to that place, then you could become demotivated. You also need to take time to do some self-reflection and some self-assessment. You're going to need to know where is your starting point in terms of your experience, your skills, your qualifications, with feedback from others before you can decide on your future career plan. Go and do some research out there as to what is happening in your industry at the moment. What is needed in your industry. I did a previous session looking at the future of work and some skills that are needed. So it is important to do that research and take time to reflect on your findings. And it might be that you have to revisit what your first thoughts of your career goals and career plan was based on these findings. It's very much about having the right mindset before you embark on your journey. And Jill Amos from 1080 has also done some great videos looking at the Covey work around what you have control over and what you can influence and what you don't have any control over. So getting that mindset right before you start on your career goal setting journey is really important. Some of you may be familiar with the term SMART. This can be also applied to goal setting. So first of all, setting your goals that are specific. What, where, how. If I say I want to run a shop, it's very vague. If I turn that into I own a shop selling herbs and spices in Cardiff by January 2021, I have turned my thinking into much more of a SMART goal. So whatever you are setting for yourselves, make sure that you are checking that goal through SMART. So is it specific? Is it measurable? So from and to, how will you know when you've reached that goal? So for example, having a shop. I'm going to know because I'm going to have a premises, and I will have herbs and spices in there, and I will also have customers. Is it achievable? Is this within your power? So, for example, with the shop, it could be, well, I might have to be flexible on the location. How am I going for finances and funding? Is it realistic? Is your goal feasible? It's good to have a challenge that's going to stretch you, but you also need to think about the time and support that you're going to need to reach your career goals. And finally, is it timely? So when am I going to achieve this by? Open a shop by January 2021. It's very clear, and therefore I can then set the steps and strategy and process to achieve those goals. When you're setting your career goals, it's all about keeping it real. You have to focus on what you want. You're in control of your own destiny. It's not about what you should be doing or what you think other people want you to do. This is your career. You are in control of it. Plan ahead, make sure that you have that strategy in place and that you have some clear, smart goals, the big vision, along with short-term manageable goals. And remember to celebrate your successes. Give yourself a pat on the back when things are working well. Take time to reflect and take stock of, why did that work well? What lessons am I going to learn? Equally, learning from your failures. We learn best sometimes from our mistakes, even though they're painful. Again, take time to reflect, because this will help you reshape your direction in terms of your career goals. And remember to focus on that end goal. What was that big picture, that big career goal that you set yourself? It's about getting better, not necessarily being the best, but also being persistent and having that self-belief in yourself. So I hope you found this useful, and thank you for listening.